Hello, my name is Araya Curry, and I'm so grateful that you have decided to spend the next couple of moments with me because I'm happy to be spending these moments with you. So, we're going to go ahead and get right into today's episode. Okay, today we're going to be talking about how to start prioritizing yourself. Now, are you someone who constantly puts other people's needs and wants over your own? Or make their needs, wants, and requests over your own? Are you constantly showing up for other people but not showing up for yourself? Hmm? Are you? If you are, then this is the video. This is the episode for you. Okay. So I spent so much time putting not only other people's like needs or their wants or their requests before me, but also what I thought people wanted from me or for me to do before my own. Like, so instead of pursuing a career that I actually really wanted to pursue, for a long time, I was trying to force myself to pursue a career that sounded good to other people, or I would do things that like sound good because I don't know all the way how to put it into words, even though I should considering I have a podcast. But if you struggle with this, you get what I'm saying. Like, what I thought other people wanted for me, like for a long time, I thought that my mom just like wanted me to be married. Like that was like the main thing. And she swears that she doesn't recall, but I know. Like I just remember different times in my life when I was a kid, my mom would always talk about how like she wanted me to be married, she wanted me to be married, she wanted to be married. And I think it was mainly because like yes, what mom wouldn't want their daughter to meet a great man and be married? And she didn't want me to fall victim to like, some of the things that she had dealt with in her own, life and stuff like that. So she would say like I want you to be married. But I thought like that was like the ultimate thing that my mom wanted me to do. So me being, just the little girl in me who always wants to make my mom proud, for a long time I prioritized trying to be married, right? Which is funny because I've literally never even been in a long-term relationship, but it's because whenever you're desperate for something, you just push it away. But yeah, so I was prioritizing like that over what did I actually want out of my dating life. Like now I know that right now I really don't want to be married. I just want to have fun, right? But because when I was such a people pleaser, right? Because that's what, whenever you constantly put other people's needs and requests or their wants or their desires over your own, you're people pleasing, right? So the people pleasing in me just, I had to learn to start prioritizing myself. And so I'm going to help you be able to do the same because I want you to prioritize what you want to prioritize. Okay. Like when I used to think that my mom, she is an academic. Okay. I think she has 3, 4 degrees. She has an associate's, a bachelor's, and a master's. She has 3 degrees. Yeah. And she has plenty of certificates. So I used to think like, okay, my mom really wants me to be in school. So like I was trying to force myself to like go in school. And then also school just sounds like something good to say that you're doing. Like I was prioritizing what I thought would make it seem like I had something going on to other people versus actually just pursuing the thing that I actually wanted to pursue, which is this podcast. And so I'm going to give y'all some tips on what I've done in my own life to be able to prioritize myself, to make things happen for myself, I'm out here making my own damn dreams come true. Okay. With the help of God, and I want y'all to get to that point. So first, let me just tell you, you deserve your undivided attention. Okay. You deserve your undivided attention. A lot of times not prioritizing yourself looks like, say you got on the couch, you say you just got your sushi or whatever your favorite meal is. Maybe you just got your chicken wings, your DoorDash just came, you ordered your Wingstop, you got your show ready to get on, you get on the couch or in your bed, you pull your blanket, you got your little blanket on you, you rub your feet together, you pop open the ranch on for them wings, you turn on the TV, you start watching your show, boom, your phone rings. You really don't want to answer. You just got comfortable. You watching your show. You're eating. You spending some time with yourself. But you don't. You're just like, let me answer. Then you answer, and before you know it, 45 minutes has gone by. You on the phone. Your food's cold. Your Netflix that went from your show being paused to now they putting all their suggestions on the screen, and you just had to hear somebody talk about some nonsense. Say they just wanted to vent about their day or something like that, right? You put somebody else's needs or requests before your own. That is what that looks like in real time. It's the small things. It's when you are spending time with yourself and you don't really feel like talking to nobody, but you do it anyways because you don't want to let that person down, or you don't want that person to be mad at you. Or what if it's important? Listen, let me tell you a rule of thumb that I got. If it's really important, there will be a follow-up text. There will be a follow-up text. Years ago, I released myself from the pressure of having to answer my phone just because it's ringing. Just because you call me don't mean I have to answer. I'm doing something. I'm doing shit. Was this a planned call? Like the other day, I hit my friend Asia up because I needed some business advice, and she has a successful business, so you get advice from people who are doing the thing you want to do well. But I didn't just call her, right? Because I have respect for her time. And I'm not saying people who call her don't have respect for her time, but like I understand she got shit going on and she has her own life. And that just because I am having an urgent thing doesn't mean it's urgent to her. So what did I do? I texted her and then I said, hey, do you have time today for about a 15-20 minute call? Like I need help with this specific thing. I didn't just call her and expect her to drop exactly what she was doing to answer my call because what was going on was urgent to me. I had the decency to, hey, you got a little time for me? Like, your time to yourself is non-negotiable, okay? You deserve your undivided attention, okay? You deserve to pamper yourself. If you having that moment on the couch, you had your couch moment and you was looking forward to your show and your food and all of that. You've been waiting on your food and all of that. Don't stop that just because somebody calls your phone. If this is important enough, they will text. And maybe even if they don't text, but maybe you just wanted to see if it was whatever they needed was worth you stopping what you're doing. Maybe that's when you send them a text and say, hey, what's up? That's a very small example of what it looks like to put another person's needs, wants, or requests over your own. Because in that moment, when you were on the couch getting ready to eat your food and watch your show, you needed a moment to yourself. You wanted your moment to watch your show. You love watching your show. You into your show. You don't gotta stop it because somebody called you. So you deserve your undivided attention. Listen, set some goals for yourself. Your goals deserve your undivided attention. Right now, I'm recording this podcast. My phone is on Do Not Disturb. Not one number on this specific setting. I love that they came out with the different types of Do Not Disturbs on Apple. But this specific Do Not Disturb setting, baby, nobody gets through. Because my goals deserve my undivided attention. What I'm working on deserves my undivided attention. I do the same thing even, with my son. If me and him are doing something, if we're at the pool or we're out, we're at the park or something, it just depends, But like if I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go take my son to the park because right now in this moment, I wanna feel like a present mother. If I'm out playing with my son, somebody calls me, I'm not answering the calls, and we're having a good time right now. I'm not answering no phones. And I'm no. You deserve your undivided attention. Like sometimes you even just need a moment of silence and a moment free from distractions. Feed your focus. That is how you prioritize yourself. Understanding that you deserve your undivided attention. And people who love you and people who if they love you and especially and they respect your time and respect what you're doing, they will understand. Like, I think a lot of times for me, I think there's some people in my life that think because I don't work a job that I'm just able to talk all the time, or you just be at home. You should be. I'm working. Just because I'm not clocking in to no a different person, I clock into myself, don't mean I'm not working. Like, even content creation. Content creation is a job in and of itself. You think that I'm just fucking around making like, no, this is work. This is work. So you deserve your undivided attention. That's the first thing I want to say. 2, set boundaries, okay? Boundaries are to protect you. Boundaries are for you. Okay? So, what do boundaries look like in real time? For me, like right now, it's me not answering my phone, right? Or one of my ultimate boundaries, and I gotta change some of the settings on my fitness thing. I don't like to be on the phone when I work out. Like, I really don't. And sometimes I'm a little lenient if I get on the phone and I was already on the phone. Like, say I'm on the phone and I start by walking the treadmill or doing cardio. So I'm like, okay, like, I can talk. But when I'm weightlifting, specifically when I'm weightlifting, I don't like to be on the phone. And so that's a boundary for myself. If you called me while I was working out and didn't answer, I was working out. You can't talk. No, I cannot talk and lift. No, I'm not doing it. Like, simple. That's the way I set boundaries. Boundaries are there to protect you. Say you have a boundary and it's you want to you don't want to receive work emails or calls on Fridays, right? When I say boundaries are there to protect you, this is what I mean. There's a difference in the wording of this, okay? So if I say, can you please don't call me on Fridays because I don't want to answer work calls. I don't want no work calls on Fridays. Can you please not call? Versus, I don't answer work calls on Friday. So even you can call, but I'm not gonna answer. That's the difference in boundaries. You're not asking for permission. I'm not asking for permission. If I say, like, don't call me after 10 o'clock. I'm not being on the phone after 10 o'clock. I'm not asking, like, hey, can you try not to call? And then you see the wording, the try. Like, can you try not to call me on past 10? Because I really like to be in bed. Versus, I'll be hard setting boundaries, okay? But I will turn my phone off. Because I'm not even going to let the opportunity present itself for my boundary to be pushed. And that's the thing, when you do set boundaries, non-negotiable. And you can set like, I respectfully set boundaries, but it is what it is. You don't got to like it. You don't got to like that I don't answer my phone as much, but I know what I'm working on. You don't got to like that I don't answer emails on Fridays. I get you on Monday. If you wanted to get in contact with me this week, you should have did that between Monday and Thursday. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, baby, I'm not answering none of them emails. I'm not answering none of those work calls. So setting boundaries is to protect you. It is non-negotiable. And people are not going to have a choice but to respect your boundaries. People are not going to have a choice but to respect your boundaries. And if a person does not respect your boundaries, that is not a person that needs, first of all, that's when you can't allow it. You just can't allow it. Like, I like to not give any opportunity for my boundaries to not be respected. And anybody that does not respect my boundaries, you don't respect me. You're not meant to be in my life. Because if I tell you, hey, don't do something, or I'm not putting up with something, I'm not going to deal with something, and you try to do it anyways, you try to push your boundaries. Like, imagine I said, I don't do any work. I'm not answering any work emails on Fridays. And then somebody sends the work proposal to your DM, or they send the work proposal to your personal email, or they text you with the work proposal. Hold on, wait. You're not respecting my boundary. When I said I don't answer work emails, I meant that. I meant I'm not doing work. So, These are ways to start prioritizing yourself. Okay, you have to understand that you deserve your full undivided attention. Your goals deserve your undivided attention. The time where you pamper yourself or do self-care deserves your undivided attention. The times where you want just a moment of silence with no distractions, that deserves your undivided attention. You deserve your undivided attention. Set boundaries, okay? Because boundaries are there to protect you. That is a way that you prioritize yourself, is by setting boundaries. I feel like I've gotten great at setting boundaries. And let me tell y'all, just to take it a step further when it comes to boundaries, they may not like your boundary, but a person's reaction to your boundary is not your business. However they feel about your boundary, you can't even worry about that. Whenever I have friends, people I'm close with all the time, they call me, and if I'm doing something where I don't want to be bothered at the moment, I don't answer. I'm not sitting around worried about if they're upset, if they're mad. Like I remember my bestie cousin, for example. I had went to the library because this is before I had my new laptop, because my old laptop had crapped out on me. And I went to the library and I was like doing some work, and I was doing some work. And I went to the library because I just wanted that environment. I wanted the quiet. I wanted, whatever. And she was calling me, and she was like, "Can you please answer?" Stuff like that. But I knew in the moment, one, I was so close to being done with what I was doing. But then, like, I understood what I had going on with my life and with my time, and I did not answer the phone. And I literally texted her because clearly she kept calling. It was obviously urgent to her. But I texted her and I was like, "Hey, I'm at the library right now. I'm doing some work. I will call you. I'll hit you when I leave." Now, we ended up talking afterwards, and she said she was very upset that that I didn't answer and all that stuff like that. But I couldn't. Not to say I don't care about her feelings, but like I couldn't care. Like it maybe care is not a good way to say that. That just wasn't my problem, right? Because I was already doing something, and setting boundaries. You just cannot be concerned with how a person is going to react to your boundaries. You have to boldly and unapologetically set boundaries, and I mean that with everything in every aspect of your life. In every aspect of your life. You gotta have some boundaries. And your boundaries are there to be non-negotiable. For me, I'm not negotiating on whether I'm on the phone during my workouts or while I'm lifting. That's not negotiable. That's the time, that's my me time. If right now I'm working, I'm actively working, me doing it, this is non-negotiable. I don't care if a call, like, and I put in, like I said, I always recommend not leaving try not to leave any room for somebody to come in and rebuttal what you said. That's why I've learned to make declarative statements. Sometimes I'm not asking. When the last job I had last year, before I quit, and this was one of the reasons why I was like, I'm just over like working a job. But it was around the holidays, and before I got hired onto that position, I remember when I was at my interview, signing my offer letter and stuff, I had already had these dates that my family was coming in town for Thanksgiving, and I said, "Who do I tell? Because I'm not gonna be here these days. Like I'm not gonna be here. I've had these Thanksgiving plans well before I gained employment with this company. I need to know who I need to tell, right?" And as time went on, once you're in training, you can ask that supervisor. I got in training, I asked that supervisor. "Oh no, once you get to the floor, you can ask that supervisor." I got to the floor, we was in a period called nesting. If you work customer service, you know what the nesting period is. They're like, "Oh, well, you gotta wait to get out of the nesting and you get your actual supervisor. Then you can ask her." By the time I got my actual supervisor, they told me, "Oh, how are you gonna make the time up?" They were asking me all these different things. And they kept saying the word request, right? And so I kept telling them, y'all keep using the word request. How do I put in a request? How am I gonna? I'm not asking, can I not come in these days? I'm letting you know I will not be here. And I've been trying to let y'all know for weeks, months, actually. And I kept getting the runaround. And it turned into this whole big old thing. But that was me Be standing firm in the fact that I'm not asking. When you set boundaries, this is not a question. You don't set a boundary with a question mark at the end of it. I don't reply to work emails on Fridays. I don't take calls on Fridays. Period. I'm not saying that's me. I'm just saying like this is an example. Period. Period. At the end of the sentence. Period. Okay. So set better boundaries. Unapologetically. Even if it might feel weird when you do it and the person might be pissed off. Who you want to piss them off, or you want to piss yourself off by not doing what you said you was going to do? You want to piss them off, or do you want to piss yourself off by not taking that time to spend time with yourself, or not, putting your energy into the things that you're trying to focus on? I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. I was supposed to do these videos yesterday. I was supposed to record all of these videos yesterday, but some stuff had happened. I ended up on the phone. I got distracted. So that's exactly why today when I woke up, the first thing I did was put my phone on Do Not Disturb. I said, I will not be disturbed. I'm going to get my work done. Period. So, you deserve your undivided attention. I want you to set boundaries. And remember that however people react to your boundaries is not your problem. It's not your issue. When you're setting boundaries, I'm not giving you a choice in the matter. I'm not saying you can or can't call me. It don't matter what you do. I'm telling you what it is. Whether you call me or not, the phone's not getting answered. Whether you email me or not, the email's not getting replied. You're not getting a response. And I'm not reading it. So boundaries are there to protect you. So go ahead and leave in the comments how you're going to set better boundaries. What area of life do you need to set better boundaries is? Maybe you need to set better boundaries with your kids. I've had to learn, I'm navigating this motherhood thing, y'all, because my baby, he be trying to sweet talk me to get what he want out of me. Like, he'll come like, oh, mommy, I love you, and give me kisses and give me hugs. And then he asks for what he wants. And I've caught on, okay? But I've learned, I've had to even set boundaries with him. No, it's not up for discussion. You're going to eat at your table. It's not up for discussion. You're not eating in mommy's bed. So in what area of life do you need to set better boundaries? Because this is how you prioritize yourself. I want y'all to, my goal with this podcast is to give y'all practical tips and things that you can really use to apply to your life starting today, so that you can become the best version of yourself. The only way you're going to do that is when you prioritize yourself, your goals, your dreams, your desires. And you got to do that by allowing yourself to give yourself your undivided attention. You do that by setting better boundaries and letting it go. You got to set the boundary, and however the person reacts to the boundary, listen, it is what it is. So let me know how y'all going to set better boundaries. I really hope y'all got something out of this episode today. If you want to develop as a person, you're trying to become a better woman, want to be the best version of yourself, okay? You want to become the woman that you've always known you can be, the woman that you've always desired to be, even if you didn't know you could do it. I'm here to help you get there. I'm here to take you from being a version of yourself that you're sick and tired of being to the version of yourself that you ultimately really want to become. That's what this podcast is for. And if that is your cup of tea, please go ahead and subscribe to the podcast. Give this video a like. Go watch some of the other episodes. And I really want y'all to become. I want us all to become, okay? And so I want you to prioritize yourself, baby. How you going to set some better boundaries this week? Because that's how you prioritize yourself. So thank y'all for watching, and I'm going to see y'all in the next episode.